Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap. Today we have Jaya with us, who belongs to Madhya Pradesh and is from economics background. And she is somebody who has cracked RBI Grade B examination. And today, as a part of this interaction, we will try to understand that what all things helped her to crack such a competitive exam. So welcome Jaya, and first of all, a big congratulations for your success.
Thank you so much, sir. Thanks a lot.
Yes, so as a part of this discussion, first of all, I would like to ask you a very common question that what was your initial reaction when you saw your name in the merit list?
Sir, it was a combination of relief and disbelief for me because, firstly, I was very relieved that finally this journey has come to an end and another one will begin. And it was a moment of disbelief because it was too late and I was not ready for it. Like, we have been waiting for so long. So everything just mixed up.
Yes, I totally understand. It is undescribable. And what was the reaction of your family, your very specifically your parents or siblings?
Sir, they were also like legit very happy, but at the same time, we all were panicking because we had to travel the very next day, and we had cancelled my tickets because we thought that okay, I'll have to go for IBPS interview and all that. So it was a mixed emotion sort of thing. We were happy, but we had to plan for tomorrow. So it was, in hindsight, I'd say it was very funny because everything was just mixed up. It was too late, but it was just good. Extremely good.
Yes, I understand the level of happiness that all of you would be having at that time. So let us start. So can you please just tell me about your background, that what has been your educational or academic background, so that the viewers, yeah, they have some kind of clarity regarding it.
Sir, I have completed my graduation in economics from Banaras Hindu University and in 2020, and after that I completed my post graduation in 2024 itself from IGNU in economics.
Okay. And why did you choose RBI? What was the motivation, that driving factor behind it?
Sir, like many children have this thing in their head since their childhood that they want to do something very specific. I was not one of them. However, I had this understanding that whatever I will do, it must be very unique. So initially, I was driven towards defense because of that very same reason. However, over time, I found that RBI was more unique because I've never heard anyone working with RBI, and the work profile and everything else seemed very interesting to me. So because of that, I shifted towards RBI.
And this was your which attempt?
Third attempt, so.
Okay, it was your third attempt. And you started your preparation directly with RBI only, or earlier you were preparing for other exams also?
Sir, as I told you that I was interested in defense, so I was preparing for defense. I wrote UPSC, CDS, and FCAT exams and went on for quite a few SSB interviews. And in fact, in RBI preparation journey as well, I gave IBPS PO and SBI PO exams too. And in this attempt, I wrote UGC NET JRF. So all in all, I have given quite a few exams, so to say.
Yeah, so did all these previous exams, they somehow helped or they somehow shaped you to crack this RBI? Did they contribute anything, if anything specific is there?
Yes, sir, it certainly did because when I was preparing for the CDS exam, I had studied quite a lot about different topics. And somehow we see that in phase one, in GA section specifically, there are one or two questions every time which are totally out of blue. So, and I think because of that CDS preparation, I have been always able to tackle those questions because I had studied them. So, yes, it has helped. Besides that, discipline is something that was inculcated in me because of preparation for SSB. And thereafter, in interviews as well, I was not that much hesitant or shy because SSB interviews are quite grueling. It is 5 days long. So after that, RBI interview, which is just 20 minutes affair, seems like something doable. So yes, it all helped me in this journey.
Okay, that's great. So now let us talk about that. How did you prepare for the different phases of the examination? So first of all, please talk about phase one. That how did you prepare for phase one, and please also let us know that if there was any area with which you were very much uncomfortable. Fine. For example, some students are uncomfortable with quants, some with reasoning. So X, Y, Z. So what was that area for you, and how did you tackle it?
Sir, I prepared for phase one like as it was my third attempt, so it was kind of a continuous journey for me. I have been preparing for this exam for 2 years earlier as well. So for this attempt, however, I changed my strategy completely, and I first of all I didn't rely on only one source. That was my biggest lesson in my last attempt. And in this attempt, what I was doing was to ensure that I was studying the current affairs. Like if I talk about the GA section, I was studying the current affairs every day, then weekly also, then monthly also. I was revising everything continuously. And thereafter, for quants and reasoning and English, I basically relied on mock tests only, because in those areas, it's only basics that we have to be clear with. And there is nothing that we can change. Once the basic is settled, then it's only practice that can help increase the speed and maintain the accuracy. So after that, mock tests helped me a lot. And then if I talk about a section that I was specifically hesitant about, it must be reasoning, because in my very first attempt, I missed the prelims cutoff. Like I had cleared the overall cutoff, but I missed the reasoning cutoff by 0.75 marks. So that created a different kind of aura for reasoning in my head. And because of that, I was very specific towards reasoning. And in quants I was not that much scared or anything, because in quants it's all about selecting a few questions, selecting a few topics, and being really good in them. So I ensured that whatever topics I liked and whatever topics I was good at, I ensured that I solved the questions in exam. So yes, all in all, it worked out for me. And my strategy basically was about revising and practicing regularly, and not leaving any subject behind for the last moment. Because when the notification comes, everything is just too hurried to start anything afresh. So that's what I did, sir.
Okay, yes, that's a great strategy, and I keep on suggesting this similar strategy to students also. For example, if there is some area with which you are uncomfortable, fine. So what you can do, you don't have to get all the questions corrected. As she said that for quants, what she used to do, that the areas where she is very much comfortable, she used to amplify their strength by working more on them. And for the weaker areas, I'm assuming that you must be doing some basics or some minimum, so that if the average question or the moderate or easy question comes, you are able to solve it, right?
Yes, I did that, because we can't leave any topic untouched, but at the same time, we can't dwell upon something that is too hard for us. For instance, mixture and allegation was something that made me go crazy every time, but I didn't leave it altogether. But yes, I was
Mhm.
not very good at it, so it worked out in my favor overall.
Okay, that's great. Now let us talk about phase two. That what was your strategy regarding phase two? We are going to talk about it in a comprehensive manner because it include descriptive writing, it include typing speed, also sort of things. So please tell us about your strategy.
Sir, in phase two, I'll go in a manner like I'll talk about objective section first and then the descriptive section. So, for objective paper of FM, I basically focused on syllabus, because till last year, the questions used to come from syllabus. However, this year was totally different. I'm not sure how they framed the question, but it was not on the syllabus based pattern. But I
Mhm.
focused on syllabus for both finance and management, and RBI circulars were something that I followed very regularly to ensure that current affairs part was also sorted. And for ESI objective section, as it consists of a lot of topics like reports and schemes as well, and it's very hard to just remember all the facts and data that is involved over there. So I decided that I have to still be focused on some specific topics. And again, I relied on practice and revision. And for revising the scheme section, I utilized the YouTube channel of EduTap a lot, because there are bite-sized videos that EduTap uploads, and I would watch them every day. And through that, I revised all the topics. However, again, ESI this year was very different, but it all came mostly from the economic survey, and I had read that thoroughly, and that helped me a lot in the exams as well. And after that, what else we can do for objective is to be focused on the specific topics and specific facts, instead of just trying to learn and remember everything. And then creating link by revising is also very important. And if I move ahead to descriptive, like I have often heard people say that we have to be very good at typing, or we have to have a certain level of speed, or like most of us mostly focus on how we have to write instead of what we have to write. So my goal was to improve what I was writing first, because last year when I wrote descriptive, I was not very satisfied with my content. So this year, my main focus was on improving the kind of content I was writing in the exam. And besides that, again, practicing regularly helped me a lot. And then following a set pattern of writing answers, because if we change the way we write our answers again and again, it will not be very useful, because at the last moment, we will not be sure how we want to do the work. So yes, practicing and having having a quality content was the most important part in my descriptive practice.
Okay, so a lot of students also ask me that in the examination there is word limit criteria like 600 and 400 words. So what is the word limit that you used to follow? How many words you were able to write in the examination for the 600 word type answer and for the 400 word type answer?
Sir, I have been able to reach the word limits like 30, 40 words here and there. I won't say that that counts, but yes, I have been able to reach the word limits. Even last year, I was able to reach the word limits, but it's the quality of content, because we can
Hmm.
write anything. The topics are kind of generic when we see the questions. They are not very specific at times. So in those questions, we can write anything. And however, if the content is not worth it, we will not get good enough marks. But there are again certain questions which are very specific and to the point. Again, in those questions as well, I was able to reach the word limit. It was not a big deal for me, but quality of content was an issue last year, which I tried to resolve and work on in this
So
year.
so can I say that out of 400 you were able to write around 350 and out of 600 you were able to write around 550, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So you wrote very elaborated answer, and that's a lesson for the aspirants who are watching the video that it is possible, it is doable if you are practicing enough. Fine, you can touch the word limit, and that's not a problem if you are practicing enough. Fine. And can you tell us some? Okay, you want to add something?
Yes, sir. I have to add something. For the phase two, another thing that worked, phase two, phase one, and interview as well. The most important thing that worked for me was to visualize the way I will write or I will give the exam. Because in phase two, it's very tedious to write for 5.5 hours, even though there is a break in between. Then too, it's not very helpful because we are stuck on all. We think that we have to study everything in that time so that we can do better in ESI and English. So it's very tiring process, but visualizing how we will write the answers, what we will write, how we will sit in the exam, that helped me a lot, and I am very sure that it will help other aspirants as well, because this prepares our mind in a way that how the things are going to happen, and if we are ready for something, if we are not scared about something, then certainly everything is achievable. So in descriptive, visualizing and thinking that yes, I'm writing the answer and I will write so and so many words helped me a lot, and it certainly will add to other candidates' work as well.
Okay, and during practicing, did you follow any kind of exam like interface? Because the interface of the real exam is different from, students have this misconception that they will do the practice on MS Word. So they don't have that mindset when they go there unprepared, they get surprised that such a small screen is available to them. So can you talk about that how you practiced in the, I would say, exam like environment?
Yeah, I used to use the notepad, that too in a minimized window setup. Like
Hmm.
I had to scroll through and all that. I used to do that to practice, and then it used to be timed practice. But yes, I won't say that I have ever practiced the whole set of questions, like whole ESI paper at once and all. I might have done it once or twice, but I used to ensure that whatever questions I have, if I'm writing a 15 marks question, I'll write it in 25 minutes max. So that was my only criteria. But yes, minimized window of notepad used to work for me, because MS Word is not something that will help there.
Hmm. Apart from that, MS Word also has spell checkers, all those type of tools that you are not going to get in the examination. So it does not give you that real time idea. Great. Can you also talk about your revision strategy? How did you revise? Did you make notes, and what helped you to revise things in the last moment, especially?
Sir, I made notes of very certain topics. Like before the prelims exam, I wrote just the amount that was given to any specific schemes or the rank India had got in various indices and rankings, or about some reports. Like they were very 2, 3 pages long notes only. I had not made any kind of elaborate notes, because I'm not someone who can just read and remember. Either I have to write things or I have to listen to them frequently. So I relied on listening to things frequently, because YouTube videos are available of various channels, and those helped me a lot. So instead of making any sorts of notes, I will just revise them frequently by putting the videos on 2x, because I knew the content already and I just had to bring it in my mind. And after that, for phase two, I had made notes on certain topics, because in our syllabus only there are certain topics that are mentioned. So by taking out keywords from there, I made notes of all those topics, and they helped me both in objective and descriptive type. So yes, there were some notes involved, but it was really very less in quantity.
So did you revise the reports that are mentioned in the syllabus, like reports on trends and banking, currency and finance? All these reports, did you revise from YouTube, or you read it on your own, or the summary? What was your approach for that?
Sir, the reports that were very recently released, I read them and then I revised from YouTube. Like I read the annual report of RBI, and then another report on currency and finance, I guess, was released after the notification came. So I read that, but I didn't read the report on trends and progress in banking, because it's a general criteria for RBI that whatever is in current affairs, whatever is in news, comes in the question paper. So reports on trends was very old, so that's why I just focused on YouTube videos, and otherwise I read the all the other reports that were released close to exam. Economic survey as well, I read that. Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So this is your comprehensive strategy regarding, I would say, the descriptive paper and the overall phase two. And what were the sources that you referred very precisely, if you mention them? Any
Sir,
source that helped you specifically?
Sir, I was an enrolled student of Anuj Jindal. However, I was not focused on only one source. That's why there are a number of things that I did. I was a very regular follower of the EduTap's YouTube channel, and I have used the content thoroughly. Like there, I don't think there is a single video of EduTap related to RBI Grade B that I didn't watch last year. Whatever educative material there was, I had gone through that multiple times. Thereafter, there is another YouTube channel called Decode Indian. It ma'am there provides RBI circulars, so I followed Kritika ma'am and Decode Indian for following the every news item that is related to RBI until I had to go for interview. And thereafter, there is another channel called Affairs Find. They provide monthly updates of current affairs. So after following the weekly updates from EduTap and Anuj Jindal's YouTube channel, I followed that channel for monthly revision. And there are other Telegram channels as well that I followed, and some of them are We Learn Here, then Mentor Me 360, then Mock Mentor, then Prajesh Mohan Sir's channel. Then there is another Victory Arena. So I followed all these channels religiously, because they kept me updated and they kept me in a loop of preparation, because I was preparing alone at home, so it's very hard to maintain our sight at the goal. And these channels and all the data and content that was available helped me a lot. And if I talk about apps, I used Grammarly and Chat GPT and Gemini and all that for descriptive practice, because we have to be very good at how we are expressing our answers, and Grammarly ensured that grammar portion was not a problem for me. And I used Chat GPT and other AI tools for checking my answers. Like I ask them for feedbacks or give me score my answers. So I used to do those things.
Okay, okay, okay. That's a very effective strategy that you use modern platforms also as a part of your preparation. That's great. Fine. So now let us talk about the interview stage. Fine. So we are going to divide it into two parts. Firstly, we will talk about how did you prepare for the interview. Then we will see that what are the different type of questions that were asked in your interview. So please tell us about how did you prepare.
Yes, ma'am. So last year I had scored good marks in phase two, and in interview as well. I won't say that I didn't score well, but overall I missed the cutoff by 0.75 marks. So this year when I started to prepare, like in January 2024, I started backwards. I started from interview, because I thought that that was the stage where I could have done better, because there is a feeling in us of satisfaction when we get when we do something really well. And I was not satisfied with the way I performed in interview or the way I prepared for interview last year. So I started from interview and I started with my biodata. I had a good look at it and saw what things are there that are missing. So firstly, I'm unemployed, and even though these things don't matter for the panel, they are not looking for the people who are just perfect. They are just looking for good candidates. Then to we as candidates tend to get insecure because of whatever issues and flaws we see in ourselves. So to overcome them, I decided that I'll take a set of steps. my first step was to clear the UGC net exam, because I believed that as I was doing masters from IGNOU, I didn't know what value I have added by doing masters from there, because I was not very religious with my studies. I was giving n number of exams, and I was just studying when there were exams. So it was not something, I believe that I had not learned anything in that course. So for that, I gave the UGC net exam. That was my first step. Second step was to do additional courses, because adding values is something that can never go out of question, especially in exams like these, where they are looking for valuable candidates who are adding to their personality on their own. So I did a course about supervision, uh, cyber supervision by central banking. It is available on EDX. I think I'm taking the title, I'm calling out the title wrong, but it's available on EDX, and aspirants can check out. And I did this course because it was related to central banking and it was really good. So after that, in biodata, I refined it. I wrote whatever I had written last year clearly and more specifically. So my interview preparation was not limited to after mains. It had begun since the time the notification came. And after giving the net exams and mains and all that, I decided to come back and visit my biodata. I corrected it again. I utilized Chat GPT and other AI platforms once again to refine it. And after that, I also followed some Telegram channels. I gave, I think, 5 mock interviews for the in this process, and I kept on reading, revising, and learning, recalling everything that I had written in my biodata. And thereafter, to add some value and to ensure that whatever I'm actually doing, I'm providing it to the panel members, I wrote specific words like, my hobby is to focus on geopolitics. So I specifically told them that this is my hobby, so that they can ask questions from there, and it's not just random stuff that they are asking. And after that, in interview preparation, I also ensured that I went through all the RBI circulars that were new and recent, and also related to the course that I did. So these were the steps I took for preparation. Uh, yes, sir.
Okay,
Now,
so in
if
a
I,
summarized manner, I can say that कि एग्जाम निकालने के लिए कोई कसर नहीं छोड़ना. This is what you exactly did. You adopted all the strategies, all you try to identify all the flaws or gaps that are there, and you try to fix them. So कोई कसर नहीं छोड़ना. This is what was your mindset. I can see that clearly.
but I knew that the panel members are not after MIT returned people. They don't want people from NASA and all. They just want normal, good candidates who are good at economics, finance, who just understand the basics. But
Mm-hmm.
there are insecurities in ourselves that we get over time, because preparation is a long journey. And if we want something big, we have to wait. But as humans, it's our tendency to think that something is wrong with us. So to change that, I had to take all these steps. I had to ensure that I was working continuously, and that I did.
Okay, okay, that's great, and thank you so much for elaborating these things in a detailed manner. Those students who are facing similar type of insecurities, and if they want to work on them, this will be useful to them. Fine. So now, can you please also talk about that? What type of questions were asked in your interview session?
Yes, sir. So my interview was on 26th of December in Mumbai, and 2024 in Mumbai. So I was, I think, fourth candidate to go in. And first of all, Chairman sir was like, "You came last year," so he recognized me instantly. But I think it happened because of the biodata, like we mentioned in biodata. And thereafter, he started discussing that you came in Delhi. No, you were not here. Like he was trying to create a situation that, okay, you, he was trying to certainly pressurize that, no, no, you didn't come here, you came to Delhi, you were not here, and all that. So after that, he was like, how did you miss, what went wrong last time? So I told him that I missed the cutoff by 0.75 marks. So then he was like, so where could you have got those 1 marks? That was his first question. And he was all serious, everyone was very serious at the moment. And I said that, sir, I could have got half marks more in mains and half marks more in interview. And I don't know how they liked this answer, and they all started laughing. Initially, I thought that they are just trying to create again that pressurizing situation, but they were laughing really hard, and they were like, tell us, how did that happen? So I explained them whatever I thought was the reason. Then the members started to get serious, and questions started to come from my hobby, that is geopolitics and geoeconomics. So they asked me the difference and all that, and all the current affairs issues related to those topics. They asked me. Another thing that I noticed, like RBI bulletin was released just a day back, and then too they asked me, and an article about RBI bulletin was published in business standards. So I just went through that before going to the interview, and they asked me a question about that as well. And that too very indirectly. They were like, an article was published in bulletin, and then the same article is in today's newspaper. Can you elaborate on that? So it was like a guesswork for me, but still I told them, yes, I read it, but I am not able to explain everything clearly because I read it very rapidly. So after that, there were many questions. I was able to go through them. Again, somehow, one of the panel members got back to demonetization. I was pretty surprised because demonetization now is an old topic. Still, he asked me what were some good things and bad things about demonetization. Then, after my answer, he was like, "Would you suggest it if you were in that place?" So I gave a diplomatic answer, of course. And after all those questions, there was one topic about interest rate parity theory. This was not in my syllabus as far as I remember, but they were stuck on that topic and they grilled me on that really well. However, eventually they started helping me too, and after that I managed to answer. Then, and in the end, chairman sir asked me about the growth theories and all that. So overall it was a very good experience for me, and the best part was I was not feeling nervous or underconfident because I had prepared a lot for the process. I had studied whatever they were asking, and I was able to talk to them on whatever topics they were bringing out. So it was a good experience for me.
Okay, so basically, one point that I really like that you try to stay, as updated as possible. They asked you regarding bulletin, and you were aware about that bulletin. I remember one of my friends. He also went to went for this interview, and there the panel asked him that, "Did you read today's newspaper?" And he said yes. So can you tell me what was the editorial in the Hindu newspaper? He said, "I read Hindu newspaper." So they asked him that what was the editorial that was written, and he said, "Sir, blah 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 XYZ, whatever is there." So they keep on asking the question. So a good suggestion can be that try to stay as updated as possible. Go through their website if something recent has been released, and just try to have a glance of that, so that in case if they ask to the question, you are able to mark a positive impression regarding that. Fine. So now let us move on forward. If I would like to know if EduTap helped you in your journey. If it helped you, you can tell honestly. If it did not help you, you can tell that also.
Sir, it certainly helped me a lot because at every step of my preparation, I was utilizing EduTap's YouTube platform. And then when interviews came, I gave mock interview with EduTap as well. In fact, it was my first mock interview. And honestly, I performed really bad. But then too, the panel members were very encouraging. They were like, "You will improve. It's okay. You did well even now." But I knew in my heart that I was not performing up to the mark at that time. So yes, EduTap has been part of my journey. In fact, I'd like to thank Kritika ma'am for the efforts that she takes. Because when I read the RBI reports on my own, it was only then that I understood that how hard and tedious it is to read, summarize, and then to explain to the students in a manner that they understand everything thoroughly. So it's a really great job that she does. Then CT 360 is conducted by two of the mentors. They also do a really great job because there is not a single news item that they miss. And I'm very grateful to them because, in fact, this time's phase one was different from what came in last year's exams. This time it was all about normal current affairs questions, which was not expected from RBI. And I was able
Mhm.
to sail through only because of the CT 360 sessions that I have been following religiously. Thereafter, in descriptive practice as well, I think I have utilized some of your sessions as well of descriptive writing. I have written some of the answers on my own and all that. So, yes, and Jalas sir took management classes. In fact, I watched his last year's classes as well before this year's exam for finance and management objective section because in those 3 or 4 hours he manages to revise the whole syllabus, and that's really commendable. So I'm very thankful to the platform for whatever they are providing free of cost to the students, and in fact it's very easily available. So that's really great. And yes, thank you so much for your help throughout my journey. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for such a detailed feedback. It's our pleasure. Now, last but not the least, I would like you to give the concluding lines, the final message to the viewers who are going to appear for the examination. What message would you like to convey?
Sir, there is one thing that I have been noticing recently. Like last year, there was this situation about the number of vacancies, that there will be less vacancies, there will be more vacancies. This was the situation last year. This year, it's about it will be grade A exam, it will be grade B exam. So, my only suggestion is please don't waste your time in all these discussions, because exam will happen no matter what. RBI is an organization that's very crucial part of the government of India. And there is no way that the organization will not take up candidates this year. Like, in my opinion, there is no way. So, focusing on these petty issues is not something worthy of any aspirant's time, because it's really, really hard to practice, prepare, and learn everything before the exam comes. So, instead of getting involved in thinking or overthinking about these issues, one should just focus on their preparation, because if not this exam, then another, something or another will fall in their lap if they keep on working. So that's all I'd like to say, that don't focus on anything other than your studies, your work, because nothing matters when you have such a huge and such a magnificent goal. So focus on that only.
Yes, that's a very healthy suggestion, I would say, because I would say a lot of aspirants they start getting involved in the rumors. So I would say the same thing, that focus on only those things that are under your control. The notification will release or not, even if it gets released or does not get released, it is not under your control. The things that are under your control is your karma. So focus on that. You just have to focus. You just have to study. And even if I would say if you're preparing for RBI, then the syllabus of RBI overlaps with other exams also, like SEBI, NPS, PFRDA, NABARD, different other platforms also there, other examination who offer good amount of opportunities. So you will get an edge over there also. So whatever you are doing, just give you 100%. That is it.
I
So thank,
agree.
yes, you were adding something?
I agree to your point, sir. Just give your 100% and don't think about useless stuff.
Yes. So that's all from our end. And thank you so much, Jaya, for being a part of this session. And thank you so much for elaborating your strategy in such a comprehensive manner. Thanks a lot.
Thanks for inviting me, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So all the best to all the viewers who have watched this video now.